Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make a pattern in Photoshop. So the first thing you want to do is open Photoshop, and then you want to go up here, click on File, and then New. You're going to create a new file. So now here you can name your file. I'm just going to go with Pattern. And then the size of the file should be really small because it's a pattern. But you can make big patterns, but it's better if it's small because you can scale it down later, like make it bigger or like make it smaller. So I'm just going to go with like 10 pixels by 10 pixels. And all the settings are the same. RGB color, 8-bit, and then, yeah, that's it. And then click OK. Okay, so I'm just going to click on the magnifying glass over here. I'm going to zoom in. So I don't want this white background. You can make patterns with white backgrounds, but it's better if the background is transparent. So I'm going to go down here, create a new layer. I click on this. It says create a new layer. It's like a paper thingy. Okay. Anyways, so you click on this, and then we don't need the background layer. So what you want to do, because this layer is locked, you have to double click on it, and then click OK. Now it's not locked. The lock icon is gone. So now we can delete it. So I'm just gonna go drag it down to this trash can down here. So now I have a transparent layer. So now I'm just gonna make like a very simple layer, a simple pattern. I'm gonna take this brush tool. You can also use B for shortcut, and I'm gonna go down up here to my brush options. The size obviously should be really small, so I'm just gonna go with like 1 pixel, and the hardness should be 100%. And now, as you can see, you can easily create your own pattern. So I'm just gonna like color this part of the pattern. I'm just going to leave the other part transparent because I'm going to show you later how we can make this look really, really nice because the layer is transparent. Half of it is like transparent. Okay, so now, actually, we can also make this black, but let's just go with green for now. So what you want to do, you want to go up here to Edit, and then Define Brush Preset. So you want to click, Define Pattern. Click on Define Pattern, name your pattern, pattern 2. Now, you don't need to save this file because right now the pattern file is already saved in your Photoshop folder, in your program files, or like wherever you installed Photoshop. So you don't really need this file, but I'm just going to keep it here. So now I'm going to teach you how to use this pattern. So I have another document here that I previously made. It has 3 layers here, and I'm gonna put the pattern on a blank layer. So this is a method that I usually use because it applies the pattern to all the layers, and I don't have to like apply it to each layer individually. So what I want to do, I want to click create a new layer. I'm gonna color the layer, use this paint bucket tool right here. If you don't have the paint bucket selected, just hold down, like hold with the left mouse click, and then hold it, and then it brings you the options. Usually, it's on the gradient tool when you first open Photoshop, and then I changed it to paint bucket tool. So now it's on paint bucket tool. So now I'm just gonna click anywhere on the page. So now it's black. So it doesn't matter which color this is because we're gonna turn down the fill all the way down to 0. So what this does, it turns whatever we put on the layer, it turns it transparent, like it just completely deletes it. But whatever you put in the layer style will be shown on the layer, on the other on the file. So how to access the effects that you can apply to layers. So you want to double click on the layer. For me, it's layer 2. And now, as you can see, I'm gonna go down to pattern overlay. So as soon as I click on this, you can see this weird pattern. It's the default pattern, and the one I made earlier, it's right here. It's the green one. You just have to click on this triangle thingy and then select your pattern. And then here you have the scale option. So you can play with this scale option. It doesn't really look. You can make it bigger, but because this file is so small, it's the quality, like the resolution is not going to be that good. So you may want to like think in advance and like make your pattern bigger, like the pattern file that we made bigger, like 100 by 100. It doesn't really matter. But I like small patterns, so I went with 10 by 10. And I'm just going to turn this down to, let's just go with like 149. That's good. And the blending mode, I usually put it on soft light. It gives it like a very nice looking. It looks pretty nice. I like going with soft light, but you can go with overlay, or you can also go with like normal and turn down the opacity, which also works. So it doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna go with soft light. If you choose soft light, you should probably keep the opacity at 100%. And I'm just gonna click OK. And now here's the pattern. If you zoom in, you can see all the pattern here. Now, I made a couple patterns earlier, so I'm just going to show you guys how you can like customize your patterns. I have another one which is like this, and if I put it on soft light, I can turn down the scale, and it really depends. Like these options, you have to play with them and like find the sweet spot for you for your document. So this one is like this. So if you zoom in, you can see all the patterns. So yeah, that's it. This is how you make a pattern, how you define your own pattern in Photoshop. Leave a comment down below. If you have any questions, just send me a message or on YouTube or like whatever. Thanks for watching.